Okay, we're live there. Hey everybody, it's that time again. What time is it? It is time for
Insert title here.
the show that has changed names so often we put a placeholder in. And yeah, we're just starting right with opening theme and introduction and everything. Why? Because, well, there's no Brian here this week, and so there's no pre-show, and there's no conversation to hit go in the middle of. And Venison's never here at the very beginning of the show. He's usually here close to the beginning of the show, although that's no guarantee. But Skype is up and working on the Delta sound card. And it turns out that last week, for those that were tuning in last week, I was having sound card problems last week. And it seems in the midst of my uninstalling and reinstalling of the drivers several times, I made the fatal mistake of doing something in 96 kilohertz for the very first thing after the last install, which set all the sound card's defaults to 96 kilohertz. And speaking of 96 kilohertz, here's someone whose brain works on 96 kilohertz. It's Venison!
And I was here low.
No, you were here. You were here right at the beginning. I mean, we are at 8:01 and it just turned 8:02. So no, I cannot call you late.
Yeah,
you got
I had
me there.
To take a shit. I wiped as fast as I could to get here on time.
I took mine a half hour ago, but I did take my time because I'm still in the middle of the that Bruce Blackman book, The Road to Moonlight Feels Right. When I only get opportunities to read it on the shitter because I keep it on the toilet tank, and yeah, I am enjoying that book.
Okay.
Well, no, you gotta
Well,
read.
that's one way.
You gotta read while you're on the shitter, right? I mean, what otherwise, what else?
You could also look at the trash on the floor and try to figure out where it came from.
There's some mysteries in life that just should remain mysteries,
I'll clean up.
Anyways,
Probably by Wednesday.
As I was saying, it turns out what happened last week is because I did a bunch of uninstalling, reinstalling the sound card drivers, and apparently on the last install, the first thing I did was play something in 96 kilohertz, which somehow caused Windows to latch on to let's set everything to be in 96 kilohertz mode, and most things work in 44.1 kilohertz, and that's a very generalized statement that's not entirely accurate. But in the computer world, or in the software world, 44.1 kilohertz is the sampling rate of a CD. It's the sampling rate of probably most MP3s because most MP3s are ripped from CDs. Now,
it's still the standard on the web.
it's a standard. Now, keep in mind, 48 kilohertz is the standard of DVDs and videos and things like that. So we do live in a world where on your computer you're probably going to go back and forth between 44.1 and 48 kilohertz quite a bit. And computers typically could handle that without any problems. I throw 96 into the mix because I'm fucking nuts. Now, there is 88.2 in the middle of there, too, but barely anything ever uses that. It seems to be people that rip SACDs tend to go to 88.2, because apparently SACDs go to 88.2 easier than they go to 96. I don't know why. But because I really don't know much about converting DSD digital to PCM digital.
Yes, the world of codecs.
Yes, I mean, DSD digital is just a completely different. It's based on zeros and ones on that are formed based on how quickly or slowly the waveform is rising or lowering. It's not like charting out a waveform on a graph like PCM digital is, whereas you got sampling rates, you got bit depth, and you basically take your Anyways, that's not what you're all here to listen to.
No.
The point is that all of my outputs were set to 24-bit 96 kilohertz, and they were kind of like dialed in on like, we only want audio to come out of us 24-bit 96 kilohertz. And Skype's like, hey, here's some 44.1 kilohertz audio I'm going to send out you. And the output's like, fuck no, we're just going to sit here and pretend we don't know what the fuck to do. So I actually figured out finally that I just need to go and check that setting, set it on each of the outputs, not just the 1-2 output. Sir Mars tweets in, aw, NHB Radio, the tune-in link for the Echo just brings us old episodes of NHB show. Huh. Well, that's the wrong NHB. Is he listening to us? Did he find a way to listen to us, or is he just listening to old episodes of NHB show?
Huh.
I don't know. If I tell Alexa to listen to NHB Radio, I get automation, or at least I used to. I hope that hasn't changed.
Oh, and Sir Mars, we were goofing on you yesterday because of your pink chair.
Pink chair? What's wrong with his pink chair?
Well, nothing, except it's pink.
So?
Never mind.
You know, pink used to be considered quite a masculine color. Yeah, I'll have you know.
It did?
Oh, yeah.
When?
Oh, come on. Venison, you know, hundreds of years ago. So I know that you were...
Hundreds of years ago,
I know you were just entering into old age, and that's where your memory started failing. But you should...
gay used to mean happy. Look how he changed that around.
I like a bit of pink now and then. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of pink, you know. It's... I wouldn't go around wearing it, but I you know.
Sounds like you've been hanging around somebody too long. Anyway.
Colors. Really? Colors. Colors now. Can't even... Oh my God. The way the light reflects off of that surface is so gay.
Yep.
I don't think so.
I mean, people are saying everything is gay. I think they're jealous.
That's so gay. So anyways, I had a situation this past week, and I already talked about this some yesterday, but you know, for those that don't tune into both shows, you get to hear the story again. So during the week, you know, Friday night, I, you know, had a few beers, whatever, got late, went to bed, settled in, fast asleep. And at about 4 a.m., I was awoken to the very loud sound of a definite glass breaking from downstairs. And I was like, oh, dear God, no, please no. Please not that. And I, you know, get up out of bed in my underwear and head on down the stairs, because I figure if someone's broken in, you know, some dude is coming down the stairs in his underwear is probably about the last thing you want to see, so that should work.
Yes, it was. I'll tell you about that later.
And I come down the stairs, I come round the corner, I turn on the light, and my worst fear was confirmed. My favorite beer mug had fallen off the cheap-ass drain board and smashed into little bitty pieces on the floor. I was hoping for a break-in, because it's my favorite beer mug.
Don't worry, I felt the same way about my Bugs Bunny cup.
Well,
it fell, bam. That was it.
You go shopping on eBay for it?
No, it doesn't have the same relevance. It was given to me as a birthday present.
Well, I mean, this one I got a little bit of. I've already replaced it. Well, it's on the way here, but allow me to demonstrate. So I had growing up, I knew that up in like the top shelf of the cabinet in the corner there, were a bunch of beer mugs. And I knew they were beer mugs because they said beer in clear letters right down the side of the mugs. And I think I only ever remember seeing my dad using those beer mugs once. And thank you, Brian, for tweeting out a little bit of a response to Sir Mars to listen to us. So, yeah, I remember one time my family had, like, company over. I don't even remember what it was for or why it was for or who they were. But we had people over for some kind of a gathering or something or whatever. Heck, it might have been, like, you know, a communion or confirmation or one of those types of graduation or type of thing or whatever, or, you know, hey, we got a house and let's invite people over and be social. You know, those types of parties happen like once, and then you realize, no, that sucks. Anyway, so we had people over, and I remember my dad trying to pour beer into the beer mug, and it's just foaming up. And then when I got older and someone taught me how to pour beer, that's when I realized, oh, my God, my dad doesn't know how to pour beer. I watched him do this wrong all those years ago. But that's my memory of those beer mugs, that they're always up in the top of the cabinet there. And so when my dad was moving out of when my parents were moving out of the house I grew up in, I was living in Maine by then, but I came down for a visit at some point to get some stuff. And while I was down there, they were finishing up emptying out the house, and so I went with my dad to kind of help grab some things. And all like the old dishes and stuff were in some bins, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna throw this stuff out." And in with the like old dishes that they're just not going to bother with anymore and just throw out was the beer mugs. And Dad's like, "Well, you want some beer mugs?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take the beer mugs." And let me bring up a image of what the set looks like. It's a set of 4 beer mugs, and I actually have a good picture of them that I can screen share for those that are watching on the YouTubes. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and screen share over there. And as you can see, 4 frosty mugs, each say beer down the side. One with green lettering, one with yellow, one with orange, one with brown. They're very pretty beer mugs. They're vintage. They're frosty. I brought them up to Maine, and Seth was like, "Oh, let's throw those in the freezer." I'm like, "Well, they're not those kind of beer mugs. They don't have like the liquid that freezes." And he's like, "No, whatever. They'll hold the freeze. That'll be good." And actually, it works out pretty good to keep frosty mugs like this in the freezer. And then you got nice cold glass, and it holds the cold well. And it was kind of funny because I never thought much about them. I mean, I just had them and used them. And I've also have beer glasses. I've used those too. And, you know, I moved out, when I moved to California, I took them with me. And when I moved back here, I go up and I visit Seth Gothard up at Vermont, and he pulls out a beer mug that's exactly like one of these. And he's like, "Yeah, I was looking at them, and I saw that they have a little scribbling on the side that says Morgan. And sure enough, you do a search on eBay for Morgan beer mugs, you can find them from time to time." And so that's how I kind of he brought my attention to that brand name that's on them. So it's funny because I've had these 4 mugs for forever, and 2 of them break within a week of each other. Kristen accidentally broke the one with the brown lettering, so I went and I found an eBay auction that had 3 of them. It was missing the green one.
You sure it was accidental?
Yeah, it was. She had something on top of the freezer that was leaking water, and water leaked into the freezer door, and so it caused a bunch of ice to freeze onto the beer mug. And so she ran some warm water over it to try to thaw out the ice on there, and that resulted in it cracking. And you know, if it wasn't accidental, she probably would have broke more than 1 mug. She actually felt pretty bad about it, and I was like, "It's the brown one. As long as you don't break the green one, we're good." You know?
Oh, no, so you got a thing against brown mugs? I see.
No, it has to do with contrast, Venison. Contrast, because I drink darker beer, so I'm putting a brown liquid in the mug. If you got brown letters in a brown liquid, it just blends in. You can't even see it.
So, keep me guessing.
But that defeats the purpose of having letters on the side of the mug. No, it's anyways. So I did find an eBay auction for an incomplete set that was missing the green mug, and I'm like, whatever. They only wanted like $20 for the set, including shipping. I did it. I did the buy it now, and so it's like, all right, I got a brown mug and I got a spare orange and a spare yellow. So now I had 1 green, 2 orange, 2 yellow, 1 brown. I have more beer mugs than I ever had. I'm now up to 6 of them. And then I awoke at 4 a.m. to that breaking glass and the green mug broken. And I was like, God, I lose 2 of them in a week. What the fuck's going on here? But I did manage to find this eBay auction. Oh, one thing that Gothard brought to my attention is that Morgan made more than... darn, that's not the right auction. Come on, bring up the right auction. Morgan made more than beer mugs. They made a whole line of bar glassware. And every time I keep clicking on this auction, it keeps bringing up a wrong auction. Anyways, they made tall drink glasses, which this eBay auction I found, I talked them down a little bit, comes with 6 of the mugs. 2 of them are green. 2 of them are orange and a brown and a yellow, and 4 of the tall drink glasses. Now, the tall drink glasses came with 6 different colors, so this is missing 2 of the colors. This one's missing the brown and the blue for the tall drink glasses. But they also make bar glasses that are kind of the short, you know, like what I guess a Collins glass you'd call that, or an old-fashioned glass. No, I think this is the Collins glass. The short one's an old-fashioned glass. Anyways, yeah, so I'm really getting into this vintage barware that matches the beer mugs that my dad just happened to give me some years ago. So yeah, a box of all these mugs are on the way here, and hopefully they're packed well and will survive the shipping, because I'm going to be very pissed off if I get more broken green mugs, because I want my favorite color beer mug back. I still have 2 originals, and I'll still have mugs in my favorite color. So, in the end, it's all good.
Okay. Now then. I've only got one question to ask you.
Yeah.
About Facebook. Where the hell did you find that commercial?
You never seen that before?
No!
Drug. That's Rhett and Link, man. Where have you been? You know about Rhett and Link, right? Good Mythical Morning?
Wait, what?
You don't know about Rhett and Link and Good Mythical Morning?
No.
They're probably the biggest stars on YouTube. I mean, there's a YouTube scale. On one end, you got us. On the other end, you got Rhett and Link. So I think that... And I think between those two, you can guess which ones are the losers that barely have any listeners and who's getting millions and millions of views every day and is making a living doing YouTube. Mind you, I went to a job interview this past week, so it's not us that's making a living on YouTube. So, yeah, no, Rhett and Link do a show, a daily show, Good Mythical Morning. It's kind of a talk show format that's about 15 minutes, and then they have staff. They have cool topics. They eat awful things often. They do Will It. You need to check out Rhett and Link. But they also, for a while, were making local commercials. And so, because I follow Rhett and Link and I watch Good Mythical Morning from time to time, I don't watch as much as I used to. I was familiar with the commercial they did for butt drugs. So when you posted that, I was like, the Rhett and Link commercial. So yeah, that was...
And you actually knew of that before I posted that.
Oh, Venison. I am quite familiar with butt drugs. I don't need you to teach me about butt drugs. I already know about butt drugs. I'm quite familiar with the butt drugs.
You posting this in the archive?
We don't do downloads anymore on this show. No, for those that don't know what we're talking about, there's a drugstore in Indiana.
I don't know how they did that commercial with a straight face.
A lot of takes, I'm thinking.
Especially the last line.
Yeah. Here we go.
Don't say it. Explain it first.
Well, here's
a cry across the heartland, a yearning for the days gone by. And in little old Corden, Indiana, they're happy and they'll tell you why. They got butt drugs. They love butt drugs. Butt drugs. Butt drugs.
I love butt drugs.
I recommend butt drugs for everybody.
I can always count on butt drugs.
When I think drugs, I think butt drugs.
For all my health needs, I turn to butt drugs.
You want hometown service and cheap hot coffee and liquor. Now that's the ticket. You can tell Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens exactly where to stick it. Butt drugs.
We love butt drugs.
Butt drugs won't let you down.
Free parking in the rear. I love butt drugs.
Now, I think the guy that did the free parking in the rear line is one of the family members that owns butt drugs. So he's told that joke probably about 527 times. He can do it with a straight face now.
Okay, seeing the place is one thing, but that commercial was, I wonder if they played it on TV.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
Oh, brother. And they were allowed.
Oh, we just got a warning from YouTube that we have broadcasted content we aren't authorized to use. We were just trying to advertise for a local business.
Yes, it's a commercial.
It's a commercial.
Meant to be played.
Well, it's also registered property of Rhett and Link. Our apologies to Rhett and Link. Anyways, we're plugging your channel. If you like that, there's a lot of other content they've done that we are not streaming and violating their copyrights for. So go ahead, and if you've been living under a rock and are not familiar with Rhett and Link, when we're not live, go ahead and check out Rhett and Link on YouTube. They do more than butt drugs.
That's all as bad as Colin Markets in Newark.
Oh, they also did a commercial for a place where you can get colonics.
Yeah, doesn't sound as interesting as Colin Markets. I saw the name of that place. I actually took a picture of it. And yeah, I had to. Because who in their right mind went, oh, wait.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I won't show the video of this one. I'll just play the audio, and maybe I won't get dinged and kicked off. So let's see.
Are you feeling lethargic? Have you considered a cleansing colonic? We all get clogged up now and again.
It happens.
It's time to take a trip to the fountain.
Trip to the fountain. Yeah.
Fountain of hell. Fountain of hell. Spread those cheeks and get your colon clean.
Spread those cheeks and get your colon clean. And that great jingle right there.
Hey, you complained about the corn.
Hey. No one's saying to take a look at it. You're paying someone else to do that. Just get it clean. I don't care what's in there. I don't want to know. We just get a tube, goes somewhere, and it's gone.
Oh, God.
This show is taking an interesting turn this week.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Anyways, we do have the chat room up on here. So if you do want to chat in or type in or say something, do feel free to write in through the YouTube video chat room. Or you could also tweet into us at NHB Live. Or you could Skype us at NHB Live. Wait, one of those is different, isn't it? Well, I don't know. You can tweet us somewhere. You can tweet Johnny Gators, actually. NHB Radio is our Twitter account. NHB Live is our Skype account. So those are the ways you can contact us and get in touch with us. And let us know what's going on and what's on your mind. Because I don't have a whole lot of topics this week. But that's okay. Oh, by the way, I put a thumb drive through the washer and dryer and it still works. So,
Man.
yay!
Actually, that's good to know. I got a bunch of them now, and I do laundry.
Yeah, this is a Kingston. Yeah, Kingston built some pretty darn solid thumb drives. I don't know how reliable it's going to work now, but, you know, at least it wasn't a crayon.
Oh.
You know, that's the worst. It's the worst when you're a kid. You know, leave crayons in your pockets. And then you got your parents getting on your case because they melted all over the clothes. And it's like, why didn't it make them so meltable?
Mine are SanDisks and PNY.
Okay. Well, you know, if you run those through the washer, let us know how that goes. This is one of those ones that's like complete metal. So, I mean, if I had one of the ones that had a plastic casing, it probably would have melted up or softened a bit in the dryer there. So, as far as putting a thumb drive through the dryer, this is probably a better one to do it with.
My dryer, I don't think has that much heat.
Well, I know crayons will melt in the dryer. I know that from experience. This is why I didn't have feet on my feety pajamas as a kid, because I had a game that I liked to play as a kid. Now this goes back to like I've been told this story. I don't remember, but I remember the feet being cut off the pajamas, but I didn't remember the reasoning for it. And some years later, I'm like, why do you cut the feet off my pajamas when I was a kid? It's like, well, why are you asking that? I don't know. Just answer the question. Well, you were throwing crayons down your pajamas. I had a game of throw the crayon in the pajamas, and because they had feet on the bottom of them, you know, they wouldn't fall out the bottom, and then they get thrown in the laundry, and the crayons melt in the dryer and ruin my parents' clothes, and so the solution was scissors, meet pajamas, feet gone, and if I throw crayons down the pajama bottoms, they come out the bottom, or the feet holes, and no problem.
So, oh man, even as a kid, I would never stuff crayons down my pajamas.
Well, I wasn't doing it while I was wearing them. During the day, I don't know why I did this. I also put a plastic croquet ball in the broiler.
What?
Here's the weird thing. Here is my memory of what happened. I have no recollection of putting the croquet ball in the broiler. I have no recollection of doing that at all. I went through many years of thinking that I have no idea how that got there. And then, of course, you reach an age where you think back and you go, well, the only other person that was home was my mom. And I don't think my mom put it there, so it had to have been me. But all I remember was I was home, playing, doing things, whatever. And I guess my mom was cooking steak or something that night that would use the broiler. And so she put on the broiler, and then the smell of burning plastic started emanating from the broiler. And she opens it up, and there's this like flat, round, red puck. And she goes, well, what did you put in there? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. And then I remembered that that morning when I brushed my teeth, we couldn't find my red cup to, swish and spit. And I was like, well, maybe it's the red cup. And I was like, no, I found that. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And then we figured out it was the croquet ball. And I was like, oh, okay. And of course, Mom's acting like I put it in there. And I'm just like, I don't know how it got in there. Because I really didn't know how it got in there. I had no recollection. It's weird for me to think that back then I didn't know how it got in there when I so obviously had to have put it in there. Then again, my mom didn't use a broiler every day. So maybe I put it in there earlier in the week and forgot about it. That could be what it was. Yeah.
I got blamed for a lot of things as a kid.
Yeah. You probably did them all.
No, I didn't.
You know,
and that's a great thing because somebody posted, about having a grandmother. Let's see, yeah, it was a kid wearing a T-shirt saying, my grandmother is mean and she'll knock you out so far even Google won't find you.
I didn't have grandmothers like that. My grandmothers are just spoil the grandkid type. So
Oh, mine was sort of like that. But, I had a great grandmother, but when I did wrong, but when I didn't do wrong, she was pissed. That field which kept catching fire during the summer, during a drought and heat wave, the first time we caught, I tried to put it out. No go. It was too dry. And I got the hell out of there, and somebody called the fire department. Blah blah blah. But it caught again about 2 weeks later because it does that.
Yeah.
And the policeman and a fire marshal came to my door. I'm sitting there, Saturday morning. I'm in my pajamas, got my bowl of cereal, and I'm watching my Saturday morning cartoons. I don't want to be disturbed while watching Saturday morning cartoons. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. Cartoons. All right. But they came to my door. My grandmother answered the door. And they had suspicions about me setting the fire. Yeah, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Okay. Listen, let's review. Fire breaks out in the middle of a field. Local authorities are called about a fire that broke out middle of a field. Their first line of thought is venison must have done it.
Oh,
what in the hell were you up to that you had a reputation that the authorities in your town came to your house first?
I don't know.
You must have done
no
something.
Idea.
You must have done something.
No, I didn't.
Not that time, but you must have done something before that. If they're coming,
no, nothing that required police. And my grandmother laid into him. Oh, she laid into him thick. At one point, she closed the door so I couldn't hear. And she went off on him.
That's great.
Yeah, she did the same thing. That kindergarten mishap.
Oh yeah, the ship incident. Yeah,
I wish I could have been there for that. Oh man, she went off on them too. And the teacher looked rather sullen when I got back to school.
Yeah.
Because they said, okay, you go back to school now, but I don't want to. You gotta go. So I had to walk the 4 blocks of school. Wait, was it 4? 1, 2, 3.
10.
Yeah, 4.
4.
Long blocks.
4 long blocks uphill both ways in the snow in the middle of the summer. And yeah.
Oh man, that was awesome. No, she went up there and did that. Yeah, but the thing is, there was another posting. It said, which one of these 5 items did your mom beat you with? It was an extension cord,
Ooh, no,
a
don't.
spur, a tree branch, broom. I forgot what the other was, but I just said all of them, except change the extension cord to a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Which while I was which while I was 8 years old, I got hit by a spoon so hard, I broke off half the spoon part. But they kept it. But we used it for making iced tea.
They broke the spoon on you.
Yep.
Now here's the key question: once the spoon broke, were they done, or did they grab something else and keep going?
Yeah. No, they just used what was left of the spoon.
Oh, they kept going though. Who cares? We broke it. We're not done. He's not done yet.
Actually, those were great times because I'll be on my back.
Oh, I'm sure those sound like real great times. You and I have very different ideas.
Because of this, I'll be on my back, all 4 legs flailing in the air and screaming real loud. All the kids would gather outside, of my house. You go, he's getting a beating.
Oh, this is a great time for everyone else, you mean?
Yeah. That's how you learn not to get caught. Not because of the beating, because of the hell you get afterwards from everybody else.
That's okay. In 10 minutes, you'll all be standing outside someone else's house.
Yeah, that's it. When Harold got beaten, oh man, we were all out there. Yeah, a lot of us got beat.
Ugh.
And we'd all be hanging out in front going, ah!
Kids are so mean.
Yeah, they are. Oh, God, they are. Oh, we did some terrible things.
Oh, no.
But none that required the police.
None that required the police. Right.
At least not until we got caught.
Not until you got were for the fact that you got caught, the police would not have been necessary. Aha! I see.
Uh-huh.
I see how this works now. Darn police's fault for catching you.
Yeah. Interesting times. Trying to hide from the police. Especially during the air raid exercises. The horn will go off and, everybody's supposed to be inside and not come out the house until you hear the all clear. I said, no, I want to stay outside. And I played around the house under construction. Thing is, I saw a police car come on the street and said, whoops, hide. Not good enough. He saw me before I hid.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that was the only time that I have been escorted to my house by the police, and it was my fault.
I take it your family was not impressed.
No, they weren't.
I mean, on the one hand, it's like, hey, I got a ride home. I saved you the trouble of coming to pick me up. On the other hand, it's, here's my new friend, Officer So-and-so. He wants to have a few words with you now.
That only happened once.
Yeah, I bet.
Come think of it, I was a bit of an asshole.
Was.
But I wasn't that bad. Not as bad as the others. Oh, God. Yeah, you want to talk about childhood memories. Oh, that neighborhood was it. Yeah, we were the typical little kids. Oh man. Oh God. And this one dude. Candy store. Okay. We had a sweet shop. An actual sweet shop with a soda fountain and everything else, but they had tons of candy. Tons of candy. You know, all the kids went there. That was our main store. Because they had all the candy. Every type that you could imagine. You know. And cheap. You know, because back then, I was say like 7, 8 years old. You know, there were penny candy, 2 for a penny. One time I actually found a half-cent, and that was all the money I had. So I went in there and got one piece of the, 2 for a penny candy, and handed him the half-cent.
Wow.
Yeah, at first he's like, this can't be real. Yes, it is. One of the very few left over.
What, they made those in like the 1800s?
Probably. But, but the thing I remember the most out of the candy store, 2 things. Ooh. First one was this one kid, big kid, because, whenever somebody came back from the candy store with a big load, all the other kids will come up saying, "Here, give me some, give me some." And, kind of, there's a semi-rule. You would give, somebody a piece of candy. It was kind of weird, but it worked. And then one kid got hold of his, what do they call them? Oh, frick, I can't remember the exact name. The powder sugars, Pixie Sticks. That's it. Big, we had, big long ones, about a foot long. And he was, he had a few kids up there, give me some. Except one thing that he would do, and that, I just turned around and walked away after this, is that he would start to pour, the case, close your eyes. He would start to pour, the sugar into his mouth, would stop and then spit in his mouth. And I was like, no. No, that is not going to be me.
No.
I don't care if it is, if the spit is candy flavored.
No. Not playing that game. Now I'm taking a look here. The half-cent were stopped being produced in 1857.
Yeah. So I don't even remember where I got it. I just saw money. Yay, candy.
Now here's the thing. Were the bank systems even set up to take a deposit of, a half-cent? I mean, was the candy store able to even do anything with that? You'd have to get 2 of them.
It's legal tender.
Is it though?
Yes. If it's legal tender, it's legal tender.
Isn't it? Aren't those things retired at some point? I mean,
nope. Nothing gets retired. If you want to spend it on something, you can. Well, it's not really advisable.
I mean,
you want to save it.
You're spending an 1800s coin in the 20s. I'm guesstimating your age there. I'm thinking it would be at least worth a penny by that point.
Oh, I did worse. I did horribly worse.
Oh no, you spent the rare coin collection, didn't you?
Yeah. Because I found a bunch of silver dollars.
and this is why they kept going after the spoon broke.
I found the silver dollars, and I think that wasn't that day. And yeah, I came back. I spent 3 of them. $3 worth of candy. Can you imagine? At those prices. Yeah. By the time nighttime came around, I had a pain in my stomach so bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, they actually took me to the hospital. Yeah, from eating too much candy, too much
You
sugar.
lightweight.
Dude, we're talking $3 worth.
I've eaten. You know what? You buy like one of those like big bags of Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't eat like 2 of those and save the rest for later. Later is after I'm done with the 2 cups that I took out of the bag. That whole bag is as good as empty.
Far more than that.
I could put away me some candy.
So could I. But the wax lips, the wax candy that is shaped like a pan flute, and you could actually play them as you eat them. Oh, the good candies, gold rushes, those little gold colored rocks of chewing gum. The rock candy.
So far, you're describing things you're not supposed to swallow. I think we found the problem.
If you chew it up good enough.
The wax you're supposed to chew and spit out. The gum you're supposed to chew and spit out. What we learned here is venison ain't a spitter; he's a swallower. Is what we've.
Oh. Okay, you got me. I left myself wide open for that one. I need some butt drugs. But the nastiest thing I did with the candy. Oh, it was horrible. Give me some. And I found the X-Lax upstairs. Scraped the name off. No. And handed out as candy.
No. Wait. You knew what you were doing. You intentionally infected your friends with X-Lax.
Yep.
Damn, you were an asshole. That's hilarious. You're supposed to do that for revenge for someone that deserves it, not to your loving, endearing friends that were nice enough to show their support by standing outside your door through the toughest of times that you endured.
It was fun to me. Because later on,
no wonder they all gathered around. Hey, listen to this. It's getting a beating now. No wonder.
Yeah, later on that afternoon, there were far few kids outside.
I wonder why.
I wasn't the only one who's doing it though. I just joined the crowd.
Yeah. If they all jumped off a bridge and you joined the crowd there too. Oh, that's so wrong.
Yeah, but fun.
Now, what would you have gotten in more trouble for? For giving your friends diarrhea, or for using your parents' medicine up, which costs money?
Wait, what was that last one?
Using your parents' medicine. I mean, X-Lax, they had that for something. You raided the medicine cabinet and took their medicine. Now they don't have it. I mean, so is it that you inflicted that onto the kids, or is it that you took your parents' pills? I mean, what's going to get you in bigger trouble?
Oh, well.
What were they more upset about? Were they more upset that their X-Lax was gone, or were they more upset?
They never knew.
Oh, they never. Oh. You never got caught for that one.
Nope.
So all your friends' parents couldn't figure out why all their kids were spending so much time in the bathroom that evening.
Well, they probably knew. They just didn't know who did it.
Oh, man. Never put 2 and 2 together. Let's see. our friend Venison gave us some nice pieces of chocolate, and I have really bad diarrhea. I don't think there's a connection there. Not at all. Not at all. That was so nice of him to give us the chocolate, though.
Yes, it was.
You ass.
Yes, I was. But it wasn't as bad as the rest of the kids.
Oh, that makes it all so much better.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Memories. Let's see. I think that's about the worst that I can remember, or would rather remember.
Yeah, well, you've incriminated yourself enough for one night here.
God, that was
man.
fun.
No wonder the police checking out your place. The kid that gave the whole town diarrhea. Anyways, oh man, I don't have much in the way for material this week, but no, this was good. I'm trying to think if I have any stories that compete with that, but I don't.
Yeah, let's hear 'em.
I never gave anyone diarrhea. I was not one for mean pranks. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what kind of pranks I ever would have pulled. I mean, I guess, you know, the type of pranks I pull, I don't know about in my childhood, but I do remember one time I pulled a prank that backfired on me. So this is when I was working at a bank in New Jersey as a bank teller. And the supervisor at the bank was kind of this cranky old lady that had worked in the building for as long as it's been a bank. And every time another bank bought it, she went and introduced herself to the new bank and said, "Hey, I'm Margie. I could get all my old customers back. They all love me. You put me in that building, I'll get you know." And so they hire her. They put her in that building, and that's what she just did every time the new bank brought that building. She was tied to the building more than she was tied to her job, is what I'm getting at. So, anyways, I got a job working as a bank teller at that branch. It was a slow branch, but, you know, it was a paycheck. And she wasn't really computer savvy. And so it was April Fool's Day or something like that. Or it was, you know, Prank Your Boss Day. Or it was, you know, Gators Feels Like Being a Dick Day. I think that was the day it was. And so she goes to lunch. I go to her computer. And I'm like, "Hey, guys, check this out. You're going to love this prank." And you listening right now, this is a great prank. You can take a screenshot of your full screen. You know, so like, you know, close all the windows. Take a screenshot of the full screen of the desktop with all the icons on it. And then you take that image and you set that as the wallpaper of your computer. And then you delete all the icons off the desktop. And then you hide the taskbar as well. So the screen looks normal, but nothing you click on works. And, you know, it was funny when I first figured out how to do this. You know, this is like probably a 20-year-old prank at this point. But, you know, I'm dating myself here. But, yeah, so I did that on my boss's computer. But here's the thing, though. The thing is that there was an undo. Like, I think I left it so that if I press Control-Z, it would undelete all the contents of the desktop and put all the icons back where they originally were. And you know, so I could just with, you know, 2 button pushes fix this. And plus the wallpaper was there to show where the icons were. So I could retrieve them from the recycle bin and just drag them out to their original locations, worst case scenario, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But my real plan was hit Control-Z, undeletes everything, puts it right back where it was before. So, you know, haha, prank funny, and I fixed it. I did not think this through completely, though. Because what is the first thing an intelligent person does if they go up to the computer, click on something that doesn't do anything, and the computer's not working as it expects to do. What's the first thing you do, Venison, if you clicked on things on your computer and it wasn't working right?
Well, me, I will go to the old-fashioned standard. Reboot and try it again.
Yes, exactly. And after you reboot, the Control-Z option to undo the last thing you did is no longer an option. So,
technically.
So Margie comes back from lunch, click, 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 click. What's this doing? And she doesn't even reboot. She holds the power button and turns it off. I'm like, no, what'd you do that for? She's like, well, it wasn't working. I'm like, yeah, but I was gonna fix it in 2 button strokes. Now I gotta undo it. What did you do to my computer? Why did you restart it? It wasn't working. Why are you touching my computer? Don't mess with my computer. Oh, she was pissed. So I'm like, look, I'll have this fixed in a few minutes. It was a stupid little prank. Isn't this funny? Look, that's not funny. Fix my computer. And I'm I go to the recycle bin, I restore it all, I'm dragging everything back. Well, I'll drag it back. Oh, why is it taking so long to fix? I'm like, dude, I'm just. So yeah, even if it's a harmless prank, maybe if your boss is a cranky old lady, don't, just don't.
Okay, first problem.
Yeah.
Never admit that you pulled a prank.
Well,
never admit to that person.
Well, here's the thing.
Because you know it's going to go wrong.
If I didn't cop to it, there were about 3 people standing around me that were all going to start pointing their fingers at me.
It all depends on how much they hated you.
Plus, if they all didn't rat me out, well, but here's the thing. I had incapacitated her computer. Now, if I say nothing and leave her computer incapacitated, this has gone from prank to affecting business in the workplace. That's a level I don't want to take this prank to, you know?
So again, like I said, you come up there and oh, you did that. Reboot it, let it come back up, and go back from where you were.
Right. Well, no, the reboot alone wouldn't do it. She'd have to basically. I had to undo what I did.
What that stuff came back?
Well, I had to make it come back. I had to go to the recycling bin, restore it all, and then drag it all out to the right place and replace the wallpaper back to the version that doesn't have icons on the image.
Oh wow!
But if she didn't reboot, I could have hit Control-Z and it would have undone everything. Except for I'd have to still set the wallpaper back. But the point is it would have been really easy to fix if she didn't turn it off.
Still, I wouldn't have said a word about that. Oh, something weird must have happened to the computer.
Yeah, I guess I could have.
It wasn't me.
Oh no, whatever. Well, I mean, the whole time I'm doing this, the head teller was telling me not to do it. So, of course, she was going to rat me out if I didn't rat myself out.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's all fine and dandy there.
I was young. I was stupid. I shouldn't have pulled that.
But like you're trying to tell me that as a little kid, you were just a perfect little angel and did nothing to piss anybody off.
Oh, no. I piss people off all the time. I just never meant to.
What happened there?
I don't know. People in school didn't like me all that much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did you do to cause someone to piss them off?
I don't know. Kids are mean. They always picked on me, and I never understood it. But we did invent a fun game out of it because there was this game that we played at the bus stop that it somehow got termed the Weirdo Corrosion game. The premise of this game started where so we're at a bus stop, which is at the corner of our street, and we usually got there early enough that there's like a good 10-15 minutes before the bus came, or at least it felt that way. And so you got, the sidewalk, and you got the person's lawn, and you got the strip of grass that's between the sidewalk and the street. So those are kind of 3 zones. And it all started as a way to pick on me. that people would intentionally not stand on the zone that I was standing on. And I don't know who or why or how it got started, but it was one of those things that someone decided to do this, and I noticed it. You know, like I'd step off the sidewalk onto the grass, and the person jump off the grass into the sidewalk, and I go onto the sidewalk and then jump off the sidewalk to the area of grass between the road. I'd step onto that area of the grass, they jump off of it on the sidewalk, and other people start joining in. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, well, I don't want to catch your corrosion. And it's like, what are you talking about? You know, this makes sense to kids. And so it became kind of a way of taunting me, but at some point it basically just turned into a game. and you know, and at some point it was, you know, it went beyond picking on me to just having fun. So I guess it wasn't all that bad, but yeah, that was the weirdo corrosion game. And then we had another game that we were playing at the bus stop where we would only step on certain things. Like we would only walk on the edge and they crack through the beginning of the sidewalk, only walk on lines that were on the road. And like, you know, it was kind of like the ground is lava type of thing, but there are certain things that are bridges to the lava. Not that we ever called it lava, but I don't know.
Give me more money.
But yeah, I never understood why kids picked on me, but they didn't always pick on me.
Oh, that's better. Now, I'm still wondering because kids only.
I can't help but notice the coughing over there. Are you coming down with something, or is something going down? I mean, it's
something's going down.
I see what's going on here. Got a little bit of that going on right now, do we?
Yeah. It's Monday. It's nighttime. Everything's done. Time to relax.
Ah.
But now, I still can't see why the kids would pick on you collectively in such large scale like that. You must have done something that either they thought was funny or is something real embarrassing or whatever.
Well, I was always something of an oddball. I mean, you know, how many? Now, here's the thing. I'm asking the wrong person this question, because if I ask you the question, how many kids do you go to school with that have talked about their 8-track tape collection? And for you, it was all of them. But you grew up in the right time period for that. I'm in the late 80s, early 90s talking about my 8-track tape collection. And they're like, what in the fuck are you listening to? You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we felt the same way there, too.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 8-tracks were around, but we didn't have any players or anything like that. All we had were these little record players.
Okay.
So we were still album generated.
Well, yeah, but they were normal in the time period. I don't know. I always kind of, I was always a little socially awkward. You know, I don't know what started it. All I know is I didn't fit in, and it was basically like, you know, they don't like me, I don't like them, fuck all them. But you know, I did still have friends. You know, and also when kids pick on you, and you have a short fuse, you tend to have angry outbursts, and schools tend to frown on that, even though it wasn't my fault because they started it. But it's easier to call on the parents of the kid that was getting angry than it is to call on all the parents of all the kids that made the kid angry.
Yeah, typical.
Yeah. So, you know, that was a lot of my growing up.
Yeah, the bullies never get caught.
No.
You know, it's always the victim ends up going to the principal's office or getting suspended. Never the bully.
No. I remember, well, the worst was, I mean, heck, this type of stuff haunted me all the way up into high school. And I was having trouble in Mr. Januzzi's English class. And I don't know, some of the kids in the class were... keep in mind, I went to high school around the time where Beavis and Butthead was the biggest thing since, like, Jesus walked on water, and so everyone and their mother watched Beavis and Butthead, and although probably not their mother, they probably were disgusted by it. But no, everyone in high school watched Beavis and Butthead. I mean, I was going to high school in the mid '90s. You know, they were a big deal, and somehow some people decided to slap me with the nickname of Stuart. Which is not exactly a complimentary reference.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
No. So I was kind of considered a Stuart in high school, and I did not appreciate the label. And the thing is it starts with people like going, "Hey, yeah, he's like kind of like Stuart. Let's just call him Stuart." And I'm like, "Dude, no, I don't like that. How about you?"
Okay, now to bring us up to speed, what does Stuart mean?
You've not watched much Beavis and Butthead, then, have you?
Okay, I think I'm getting it now.
Yeah, there was that nerdy, dorky kid named Stuart that Beavis and Butthead would sometimes go to his house, and he always wanted to be friends with them because he thought they were cool. Yeah, you know, Stuart was kind of the dorky, nerdy kid. He was not a favorable character, you know.
I see why they called you that.
So you wonder why they pick on me. You're here picking on me, being like, "Man, why would anyone pick on you, Stuart?" It's like, yeah, fuck you. My own friends. I was not good at laughing at myself, but because I knew that they were laughing at me and not with me. And you know, they often say, "Oh, brush it off. Oh, laugh with it, whatever." But no, that fucking hurts when you're gonna, you know, insult me, call me, you know, lame and stupid, you know. And so yeah, call me Stuart. I did not like this. And besides, Stuart's not my name. You know, now there are plenty of people in this world named Stuart, and Stuart's a perfectly fine and acceptable name for people that were named Stuart. But my name's not Stuart. And so, you know, I basically, you know, would take, you know, "Hey, stop calling me Stuart. Don't call me Stuart. Stop calling me Stuart." And it seems to be when you're in high school, if you tell someone don't call you Stuart, that's the best way. That's the best way to ensure people will call you Stuart.
Yeah, of course, it's a trigger.
Yeah. You tell someone not to call you something, they're going to keep calling you that. And so I was at the point where I was just fucking pissed off as hell that these stupid fucking morons would not stop calling me Stuart. And so I get to a point where I'm yelling at them, "My name is not Stuart. My name is Jonathan. Call me Jonathan, not Stuart." And now here's good old Mr. Luigi Januzzi. The version of the story he gives the guidance counselor is, "I got this kid John in my class. He's yelling at them, 'My name's not John, it's Jonathan, and I can't handle this because he's always screaming in my class over this.'" And I'm like, "Dude, that is not what I said." They're calling me Stuart, which is a reference to which is a very insulting reference to a very unfavorable character.
Yep.
I don't hear them doing it to you, so I can't do anything about it because I don't hear them. I hear you. So it's Mr.
Yep.
Januzzi.
I said ship.
By the way, if the name sounds familiar, his wife made the news some years ago, but I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, so yeah, that was Mr. Januzzi's English class. So one day during that class, mind you, this is high school. This is high school. This isn't even freshman year. This is sophomore year of high school. I'm in the classroom, and they're like viciously picking on me, call me Stuart, call me names, whatever. And I'm like, "Hey, stop it. Hey, cut it out. Hey, stop it. Hey, cut it out." And they keep, you know, it's like, you know, poke, 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 poke. Let's keep poking the bear until he blows up, because that's what they did. And then I would always get in trouble for it. And so one day I get up and I start screaming. Now, Mr. Januzzi's classroom happened to be next to the guidance counselor's office. And there was this guidance counselor. Oh, God. Mrs. fucking Gleason. Fucking hate that bitch. She comes storming into the room, pulls me out of the room, which I am pissed off because, you know, I'm just trying to sit in this classroom, minding my own business, paying attention to English class. I'm not asking for all this. I'm not asking to be called Stuart. I'm not asking to be made angry. I'm not asking to be picked on. But here I am, being poked at till I'm fucking pissed, and then I'm getting dragged out of the classroom in front of the whole class, everyone pointing and laughing. She pulls me into her office. And
that's the way it goes.
And mind you, we're in high school. And she had the type of personality of like a kindergartner's guidance counselor. My, look at how tall you're getting. Oh my God, you're getting so I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking sophomore in high school. I don't really care about my height all that much. And if I did, I certainly don't need to discuss it with the guidance counselor. Come on, let's go. Let's measure your height. Come stand against the wall here. And she pulls out a pencil and marks my height on her door frame. And if you go into the Immaculata High School guidance counselor office, you might actually see a mark with my name on it next to the door frame there. Like I said, this is how Mrs. fucking Gleason treats a sophomore in high school.
So like
how tall you are. Let's mark your height. It's like, dude.
It sounds like, you know, she just did it for you. Damn, man, you had the whole town after your ass.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And I'm just like, whatever. Just, you know. She's like, I got to go take care of something. Just sit down. So she comes back in, and she's like talking to me, now what's going on? You know, and I explain, look, they're all picking on me. All call me names. And I'm getting sick of it. And she's like, well, you know, you really need to control your temper. And so I made a comment to the effect of, well, why do you keep pulling me in here? Why don't you pull the people in here that are calling me names? You know, I'm not the one that's pissing people off. You know, and she, all of a sudden, smile goes off. She looks at me and she goes, you don't have to like me. You don't have to like me, but you know, I saved your butt in there. I pulled you out of that classroom. And if I didn't pull you out of there, you know, you would have gotten sent to the office and you'd probably get kicked out of this school. And I don't know if she's exaggerating, tell the truth. I did not want to be pulled out of that room. And I wanted it to be handled properly. Deal with the bullies. Don't deal with the victim. Oh, God. Fucking piss me off.
Well, of course. Like I said, you know, victims always get in trouble. The bullies get away scot-free.
So if any of you run into a Mrs. Gleason that's a guidance counselor in the Somerville, New Jersey area, tell her I still said a hearty fuck you her way. And by the way, well, I guess I could update my height, and so, you know, if you run in there, you can let her know that I'm still not that tall.
Oh, you think that was bad? I had one person, you know, in school. Let's see, junior. Yeah, it was junior high, and what they did to her was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. You know, Geraldine. Now
that was Flip Wilson's crossdresser name, right?
Yeah, but she could have looked better. If she looked like Geraldine from Flip Wilson, she'd be all right. But no, you know,
wait,
you're
saying Flip Wilson dress looked better than this chick?
Yes.
Okay, you're mean.
No, I'm not. Yeah, she did not look good at all. All right, even her hair. Okay, and everybody would do a thing of avoidance. You know, it became, you know, a school-wide meme. You're not supposed to, you'd be real close to her, and you were not supposed to be, to touch her or be touched by her. And there'd be times like, well, yeah, it was at one point. I think it did drive her a little, because she would go chasing people around the school, and you see entire hallways running away from her. Shit like that. They sit there and scream and run and all like that, and it would happen with everybody in the school, except for a few people, who just like, nah, man, that's enough. That's fucked up. So one time she went there, came up there and touched me, and I was like, no, I'm not into that, man. But she didn't say anything. She just smiled and just ran the other way. But, that, I don't even know if that's even bullying. I don't know what that is, but, they just, would not go near her.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's something that can drive a person crazy.
Yeah.
And I think she was starting to go that way.
That's sad. Oh, we got a tweet from Brian Blues. Apparently his flight has been canceled. Maybe. Oh, let's give him a call so we can laugh at him like bullies do.
Probably because of the weather in California.
That could be. All right, let's see if we can add that to the call. Let's see if this works.
Get all kinds of heavy rain, snow.
Oh.
Bombed.
All right. It says it's... Hello. Did this work?
Where are you, Brian?
Hello?
Hello. We got Brian?
Yeah.
Hey, your flight's canceled?
Well, who knows? Maybe, maybe not.
We were just talking
they said
about...
it was going to go tomorrow.
Oh.
But they said, well, that was a little premature.
So you're in limbo right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about, like, being bullied in school, so we figured we would call you and point and laugh at you for having a flight canceled. Because...
hey, we're laughing at ourselves here.
Yes, exactly.
People are watching So what it is there's a door that possibly lost its seal, and you could see them working on it. And then, of course, they stop, close the door, and then they do a pressure test. And they kind of went on to the second round of tests.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it works.
Well, Brian, let me just give you a little bit of advice here. If you see someone pull out a roll of duct tape, you might want to switch your tickets for another airline.
Yeah, change flights.
Hey, they were talking about, how great Flex Seal is. That they advertise.
Oh, yeah.
Although from other people I've heard that stuff is crappy.
Yeah. Solid plan. Just put some Flex Seal on the door. Oh, right. That'll last long enough to get you up in the air, right?
Well, have you heard of EB tape?
EB tape.
EB as in electric boat.
Okay.
EB, electric boat. They make submarines.
Okay.
So they have something called EB tape. It's a lot stronger than duct tape.
Yeah.
Sometimes, before when a ship comes in, they'll go around and look at all the welds, and they'll mark it with this EB tape. And then they go around and, fix all the welds. And then they'll send the ship out.
Okay. So the tape's just there to mark the spots.
Anyway, so sometimes the ship comes back and they go, oh, we didn't fix this weld. There's still EB tape on it. So, hey, that shit works.
Yeah, not feeling too good about boats now.
Oh, God, boats, planes. Yeah.
So where is
Trains?
it? Where is it you're stuck in now? Where are you trapped, Brian?
We're in Maui.
Maui. Oh, okay. All right. So it's still early out
Yeah.
there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only 20 after 4.
Okay. So at some point they're going to
we-
make the call.
Which means we should be halfway home.
You should be halfway home. So
Take it to the rain.
so you're just waiting for the word of the get on the plane or go find a hotel room, because I don't think you're sleeping
Right.
in the
Which, of course,
airport.
they'll be all booked.
Do you gotta? You might want to like book something now before everyone else does when the flight cancels.
Oh, be a man and sleep on one of the benches in an unused part.
Hey! If it was just Brian, that'd be fine. But Brian's got a missus to take care of. You get the missus a bed. Get on the phone now and book that room.
Hey, if it's if you pick a dark portion of a terminal, you can't see in there, go for it. Get behind a wall and go.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. So what is the plan? You gonna try to book something, or are you just gonna crash in the airport overnight?
Do something.
No, we'll have to see what this. We just have to see what happens.
You're hoping for
maybe
that
this will go
boarding.
off.
You're hoping for the boarding to start happening. Is what you're banking on right now.
Right.
And
Yeah,
what, go
Chief
ahead.
of lost causes.
And what is this great quality airline that has great quality doors on their planes?
It's United.
United. Oh, okay. I took Alaskan out there. I found that kind of bizarre that Alaska Airlines flew me to Hawaii. That's like the opposite place you'd expect in Alaska.
Exactly.
But not only did they fly me out there, they served us Mai Tais on the way too. That was great.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was one of their flights that didn't plunge into the ocean. So that's good. I don't know if you're familiar with that Alaskan Airlines flight that plunged into the ocean, but yeah, that was that was not my flight. So
They did.
Right.
They did have one.
yeah, that was because there was a plane that they weren't properly maintaining the jack screws on the ailerons in the back on the tail, and it jammed. And so then they tried pressing both controls at the same time to unjam it, and it unjammed it a little too good. Pretty much just stripped the whole thing, and once what was left holding it in place gave out. Here I am telling Brian, who's waiting to get on a plane, the way one of the ways it could go horribly wrong.
Right.
They nosedived right into the ocean once the nut gave away.
Man.
Yeah.
And no survivors. But no, you stand a better chance of there are more people that have survived plane crashes than people that have died in plane crashes. So even if you're going to get in a crash, chances are you're going to survive.
Yeah.
There's one thing, oh my God, the Weather Channel. 2 shows that they do. I don't know why they do them. Because it would scare the shit out of people.
Uh-huh.
Why planes crash and Mayday disaster.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
I love the air crash investigation shows. I love that. I know all the ways your plane can go down, and I'll tell you all of them right now.
Yeah, and you have that one iffy portion. Oh, man.
Don't worry. They like to get the plane up high so that it takes like at least a half hour before you hit the ground, so that they have plenty of time to die in absolute terror. I mean to troubleshoot the problem.
Right. It's time to troubleshoot the problem.
This ain't gonna be a quick 5-minute death. This is gonna be a half hour of terror at least. So you got that to look forward to.
Right.
I hope you're not really scared of. Here we are finding different ways to bully Brian after talking about the horrors of bullying.
Right.
Man, damn, dude.
Well.
So how's the door testing going? Are they pulling out the roll of duct tape yet, or are they still any sign of progress?
Well, hang on. I'm gonna have to move to the other side of the plane.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's horrible, dude. I mean, those shows, show some pretty horrific stuff.
Oh, they're fascinating, though. They are fascinating. What
Yeah,
goes...
they are, but it's, you so cringe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not only do they go into what went wrong with the plane crash, but they also explain why that shouldn't have gone wrong. And watching enough of those shows, you understand what goes into making flying as safe as it is. How many things people have to fuck up for it to go wrong, what measures they go through to figure out what went wrong, what extent they go to, and then what measures they go in place to make sure people don't fuck up that way again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the door is all closed up, but the kind of scissor lift for the guy to work on it is still there, moved away from the plane a little bit.
Okay. All right.
And then and there's nobody there.
So they're pressurizing the plane.
What's going on.
So I guess
there's one engine that the turbines are spinning slowly, like it's spinning down.
Okay, all right. Maybe they're...
So it doesn't look like they're doing anything.
Well, if they're doing nothing, that means something happened? I don't know.
Yeah, well, they haven't said anything about the results of this test.
Yeah, well, they got to wait till last.
So that's why it's kind of, maybe not. There's also a rumor that they have this time limit where if they don't take off, then they have to find a new crew. Flight crew.
Yeah. Oh, your flight canceled tweet. No, your flight delayed tweet got retweeted by Easy Flight Refunds.
I saw that. I saw that. They've been probably searching for that.
Oh, yeah.
Or trolling for that kind of thing.
Isn't that great when you get retweeted by a bot?
Exactly.
Isn't that great when a bot finds something of yours to retweet that you tweeted years ago? That's always great fun, too.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, there are times where it's like, this was retweeted. I'm like, well, I don't remember
my favorite was the Red Scare bot. Anytime you brought up communist or something like that, you'd get retweeted by the Red Scare bot, and he'd maybe say some funny comment.
Nice.
But I think that account's dead now.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. So I got to talk to Mai Fong this past week.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing good. Very busy with the the plants in Sacramento that PCA acquired. That she's been she gave me an earful about those plants. Well, basically, with the whole interviewing thing that I'm going on, that now I'm just playing the waiting game to find out a yay or nay about. I needed a reference. So every time I give Mai Fong out for a reference, that gives me an excuse to give her a call and say, hey, you might be getting a call from someone asking about me.
By the way, I saw last Saturday was a huge Tharco reunion, and they had a picture of a shitload of people.
Oh wow, a Tharco reunion?
I think it was out in Livermore.
Huh.
And I'm not sure who arranged it, but
this was
mostly people in customer service and some of the other departments.
Now, was this all former employees or current employees and former employees, or?
I think most of them are former.
And are there any?
But I'm not sure.
Are any of the regulars that were there when I left still there, or is it?
That's actually a good question.
That's
I was kind of wondering myself.
Yeah, I mean, heck, if I walked in the door, I might only recognize one person if she happens to be there that day.
Right.
As far as I know, Mai Fong's the only person I can confirm still works there. Although, well, I guess I could. Is Martine still there?
Well, you have people like Wanda. He's still there.
Yeah, Martine would still be there. Sure. Jose's probably still there. I don't know.
But like Wanda Clark was part of this, and Sandy Reed.
Oh wow!
And
I haven't seen her in a long time. Yeah. So that sounds like
Oh, well.
fun. Sounds like fun. And you didn't get invited?
No, actually, I heard about it the day of. It was like, okay, I'm in Maui, so I'm not going to be there.
Your finger used to be on the pulse of all the gossip of everything Tharko. How did you fall so far behind that you didn't get invited to the Tharko reunion?
Well, I don't know that many people.
Uh
People are heading to the gate now.
oh. Oh, so you getting ready to get on a plane?
Maybe we're yeah. So I gotta get out of here.
All right. Well, good luck and tweet us when you get on the
Okay.
plane.
All right, I will.
All right.
All right.
We make it.
Happy flights.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye. And every
Yeah, I left out the part where, wait, what the hell?
and remember,
Oh.
remember, duck and cover. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I was about to tell him, but then again, I thought not. Yeah, good luck on boarding a plane that had to fix a door. Didn't replace it or nothing. They just did something to make it slightly better.
It's routine. That's routine.
And, and as he's flying, the door rips off, crashes a little bit into the wing, takes out some of the hydraulics.
No.
And everybody, goes in a spiraling stream of death.
I don't think this was a problem with a door that was getting ready to come off its hinges. I think this was a problem with a door that wasn't fully sealed. So I'm thinking
yeah, that seal.
Right.
When that seal breaks, and the door just decompresses. They come out rather violently.
Well,
from the tiniest leaks.
Here's the thing: the door it's a plug door, so it's gonna be held in place. It's just if the seal breaks that you're not gonna have the compression in the cabin, and that's when the masks are gonna drop. And you're gonna put yours on before you help the kid sitting next to you because fuck the children, and then you get oxygen, and the pilot goes down to a lower altitude quickly, and then lets you know you can take off your mask, and then they find a place to emergency land. This isn't the door's gonna violently fall off. This is the plane's gonna violently decompress, and you're gonna need to put a mask on. That's not a huge deal.
Well, like I said, in most cases, it's not going to be like a thing like where, all of a sudden it leaks, and no, because of the pressure differences, that door when it opens to release that air,
look at
it will come out much. It'll come out much harder than you think.
The stories that you're thinking of are situations where there were malfunctioning cargo doors that open outward to start with that had faulty latches that could be latched improperly. And when that flies open because the latch isn't holding securely enough and it's a type that opens outwards, it violently rips off and can cause damage and then rip a hole in the plane and suck a few unlucky people out to Thy Kingdom Come. And, most of the plane were fine. Just a bit of chaos and scariness, but I think there were 5 people that were sucked out the side, which was not pleasant for them. One of them got sucked into the engine, which, if you had the choice of falling, plummeting thousands and thousands of feet to the ocean or instant death in a plane engine, I'm aiming for the engine myself, but because I ain't wearing a parachute.
Like you said, it's a long way down.
Yeah, go for the engine. Quick instant death.
No. It's like, you're still there, it's falling. And after a while,
you have to breathe in again before you start screaming.
No, that's it. You get bored of being scared. So you try to start flying. You have fun with it.
I guess you would have enough time to free fall to, go from scared to bored to playful to dead. So,
because you have that thought of, if I hit the water in just the right dive.
Nope. The speed you're going. The speed you're going, it's like diving into a block of cement. It don't matter if you form the perfect swan dive.
Streamlined.
Don't matter you pouring the perfect swan dive. It's a block of cement you're getting ready to hit.
Damn it! I did. Let me drink this.
All right. Anyways, you know,
like I said, just at least try.
Oh yeah, you may as well go for it. You know, flap your arms as fast as you can. Why not? What else are you gonna do? To form the perfect dive. Why not? Go ahead. Maybe there'll be a judge on a cruise ship nearby to hold up the perfect 10 card for you.
Or what if you get really precise and come down in the pool?
You know, if
on the cruise ship,
if you and the person that was in the seat next to you both got sucked out at the same time, you can go for a synchronized swan dive. You know, you got plenty of time on the way down to work out a routine.
Oh wait, there's a problem with the cruise ship thing.
Yeah,
you be coming down so fast, you go through the pool, through a couple floors, and out the bottom.
Yeah. Probably.
Put a hole in the bottom of the ship.
You might as well take a few people out with you. Why not?
Oh, man. How did it sink? Well, this guy fell out of the sky.
Well, it's like those stories you hear about the contents of the waste tank falling out of a plane. This blue chunk of... of blue with shit in it.
And the piss spears.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
I'm still wondering if that photo was real or faked. I don't know. I never found out the status of that. Somebody actually took a photograph of someone who had just been stabbed by one of those spears. It went through his body.
Ooh.
And he was... it's stuck in the ground, and he was just leaning on it, arms dangling, dead. And it's like, it went, and the spear went halfway down his body. And the spear itself was about 10 feet long.
Oof.
And I wonder, like I said, if that's really true. Because if it is, wow.
I don't know.
All you can say is wow.
Hard to tell what's true, what's not true. Anyways, we have just enough time left in the show to review my past weekend's acquisitions in another little bit we call Dollar Bin Specials. Which is Venison's favorite segment of the show. He loves hearing all the great white people music I pick up.
Pain won't be so bad when it's zoned.
No, I took a little trip to the flea market this past Sunday. And, there's a weird thing I've noticed about the flea market. I mean, because the flea market's got people that got tables set up outside, booths that are set up inside, and there are people that have, like, their regular booths that are... Now, mind you, this flea market is only open on Sundays. So people are paying money to rent a booth that is only open and selling merchandise on Sunday. It's like owning a little store that you can only sell stuff on one day out of the week. Because a lot of people, they set up their booth, they keep the stuff there. But, I guess that works for them. I've noticed there's some people that have a small booth that, like, they own a store, and this is, like, where they unload some crap that they can't sell at their store. But, there are the people there that have, like, a booth that is set up with shelves of, like, laundry detergent and, like, soap, and I'm thinking, any grocery store between my home and this building has all these same products. Are you making money selling Tide Pods at a flea market on a Sunday? Or is there some kind of a drug scheme going on here.
I kind of wonder that too.
Is
It's
that
like-
really Tide in the Tide Pods?
Maybe they got them cheap. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't ask the price because I really don't need. I've never found myself going, man, these Tide Pods are bankrupting me. I just. Anyways, I don't know, but I go there and check out the records, and there's an elderly couple that always has a table set up just about every Sunday, and they always have boxes of records, and they always have the same box of overpriced records. And lately, they've been having boxes of cheap records. And I was thrilled to find a $3 copy of this album. Because this is an album that usually you're looking at least $10 for a copy of this on vinyl. This one's a little more beat up than I would have liked. But it plays all right.
Rope through idiosyncrasy feels up, rising up. Down.
I figured this would be good music for Venison to get stoned to. You're pretty stoned now. Is this doing it for you? Is this working? this good stoning, getting stoned music? What do you think?
Let's get the mic and no, it sounds too much like I can't remember the name of the group. They're not doing it as well.
It sounds like what?
It sounds like this one group I can't remember the name of.
Okay.
But they're not doing it as well.
Not as well as another group. Trying to think what band this could sound like. I mean, it's very psychedelic.
Yeah, I can't remember the words either. I know the song, but I can't tell you who it was.
So you're saying it's a bad ripoff? Yeah. Well, this is an interesting album. The name of this band is Ultimate Spinach. Their claim to fame is being a band called Ultimate Spinach. So there you go.
Why not?
I'm not sure if that looks like a bunch of spinach or a huge bunch of bud, but it's an interesting cover. So there you go. Hey, I paid $3 for it. I already have the 3 CD box set, but this was a chance to have a vinyl copy of their best album.
You have a 3D box set of Ultimate Spinach?
Yeah. It came with a poster. Well, that's all 3 of their albums right there.
Case in point.
Oops. You buy one box set with 3 CDs, you have the entire discography of everything Ultimate Spinach recorded in one set. So there you go. Ultimate Spinach.
Popeye would have been proud.
That's a fun record. Great stoner music right there. Let's see what else
Not this stoner.
What's that?
Not this stoner.
Not that. No, this is white people stoner music.
You might have something there.
Now then, I did buy a few other cool albums for. Let's see, this one I think was either $1 or $2. I forget, but I figure you can't go wrong with good old school disco, because.
Have you heard about the new dance craze? Listen to us. I'm sure boy, you'll be amazed.
A little bit of chick.
Yeah.
Say chick. Why not? You know? It was in good shape. It was $1 or $2. It's got the freak on it.
Of course.
What do you think?
Freak out!
Yeah. See, you dig some disco.
That I tolerated.
Tolerated. You totally just yelled it out. And besides, it's chick. There's lots of...
like I said, I tolerated it. Everybody likes saying "freak out."
Freak out. Yeah. Oh, this is the actual album of Freak Out. This doesn't have Good Times on it, but that's okay. I got that one already, anyways. Yeah. So going right along. This was cool. I picked up this album, and I already had the hit off this album, but this is the album that the hit was on before it was a hit, and then it was reissued on a different album after it became a hit. So this is the harder album to find, and this is yeah, remember when KC and the Sunshine Band had a hit in the 80s? You remember this one? Good song, right?
Certainly is being overly commercial.
Commercial means people like it. That's not always a bad thing.
No, it means that this is what they're doing now. This is the way they do it. This is how it's supposed to sound, and we're going to shuffle on people anyway, and don't like it.
you know, it was nice for KC to have a bit of an '80s comeback and get one last hurrah before going to the oldies circuit or
the land of obscurity.
The land of playing shows at Great Adventure is where I think he ended up for a while, and now he's on cruise ships. But the early '80s, he had a little comeback. It's a good song. It's a classic.
It didn't impress me. Even back then.
Anyways, this is the album that song was originally on, which wasn't issued in the United States, at least not initially. Or or if it was, they wouldn't issue the single. So he actually released it as a single. It became a hit, and then the next album included the song on it as well. But I finally found a copy of the album it was initially on, so that was cool. And let's see what else I got here. Oh, here we go. Found a few cool 12-inch singles. And let's see. Let's go ahead and cue this up a little bit. It's Walter Murphy doing
Your call is important to us. Please hang on the line.
It's Walter Murphy doing a disco version of the theme from E.T.
Okay.
Why not?
If you like to hear that while shopping in the the department store, yeah.
That was totally worth $3.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, all right. Moving right along. Let's see what else we picked up on this week's haul. Let's see. Yeah. You know what? This is a little late or early, depending on how you're counting. But this is a turned out this was not an album. This is a single, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. But I had to pay the $3 to find out, and so let's find out together.
Every year it's the same old thing. All work and no play getting these presents together.
You noticed that too, huh?
Damn straight. This year we got a cool with that jive.
I'm hip.
Add a little soul to this white Christmas.
I can dig it, boss.
Get a little fun.
Right on, brother.
Come on, Rudolph, hitch up that sleigh. We're gonna fly down and have ourselves a disco Christmas. Disco Christmas.
Yes, it's a 12-inch single called Disco Christmas by the Universal Robot Band.
Yeah, they would have to do Christmas tunes. And it's it's part of the season. Every genre should do Christmas tunes.
There we go, Disco Christmas, and it sounded like it was a soulful Disco Christmas.
As they should be.
As they should be, yes. And here's another fun 12-inch single I found in the $3 bin. And when I saw the name of this, I'd never heard of this group, I never heard of this song, but when you find a 12-inch single for a song called Stroke It, you gotta spend the $3 to find out what they're stroking. So let's see what.
Okay.
Well, it's a 12-inch single, so it's an extended.
I like to see you down. Come on, girl, let me see you down and stroke it. On the one. I like to see you get down. Come on, girl, let me see you get down and stroke it. On the one.
Come on, girl, let me see you get down and stroke it. All right, I'm liking this. This is something I can get behind.
It's a dirty song.
Why not? All right, let's see what more lyrics we got here. We got slap bass, echoey, reverby, and stroking it.
Commercial radio porn.
Hey, you can't go wrong with commercial radio porn. I mean, that's some pretty good slap bass, though. And it's that time. It's time to stroke it.
All thanks to Barry White.
Oh man, Barry White, the number of panties he is responsible for removing. I mean, it's
oh my God. And the amazing amount of masturbation sessions.
What are you talking about? Barry White, I think, was causing people to not have to masturbate, is what I'm thinking.
There are times when there's nothing around, nobody around, song comes on.
Oh, really? So, Venison, you're sitting there in your room by yourself. Barry White's deep, deep voice gets on the radio, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta stroke it right now.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
You like a deep voice, is what you're saying.
Come on. What the deep voice was saying. Oh, I love you. I mean, listen, he was getting laid, okay? I mean, right then and there, he was going for it, and singing in that. Well, at that point, he wasn't singing it.
That's like audio porn of a dude jacking off. No,
it was audio porn, of him getting laid.
But there were no female voices to compliment the baby. He's there. He's in the studio by himself.
Yeah, you would think so. Jealous bitch.
You're totally getting off on Barry.
No, I'm getting off on what he's doing.
Whispering in your ear sweet nothings in a deep voice is what he's doing.
No. Maybe you would think that.
I would know that.
Or would like that.
I have never jerked off to Barry White. Just for the record, you're the one that's talking about jerking off to Barry White.
I said others could do that.
Anyways, speaking of dudes that we're not jerking off to, this was another one that showed up in a. I think this was in a $3 bin, and it's one that you don't see all that often. It's called Two Sides of Peter Banks. And you might be going, well, who's Peter Banks? Peter Banks is actually the original guitarist of Yes. And so I figured it was worth checking out his solo album for $3. Well, it's a little slow. Let's just go ahead and cue up the middle of something here. I already listened to this one all the way through. It's pretty much an instrumental album. I don't recall any singing on it, but I kind of put it on in the background. I haven't given it a serious listen yet, but I'm finding it really enjoyable. It's totally worth picking up, you know. Yeah, what do you think?
That was kind of weird. I was half paying attention to it. Then, I don't know. The guitar solo should have grabbed me. But it didn't. I don't know why.
This isn't grabbing you?
Okay, now I concentrate on it a little more. That's better.
Yeah. There you go. Original guitarist, yes. He's doing some cool stuff. So yeah, it's worth picking up. Two Sides of Peter Banks. If you happen to find a copy of that floating around somewhere with a cheap price on it, grab it.
Side projects of Yes. I still like Elias the Sun a little better. That was so awesome of an album.
All right, you want to hear some Yes-related tracks? Have you ever heard pre-Yes stuff?
Previous Yes stuff?
Pre-Yes, like before they were Yes.
Not really. That's a group I didn't follow. Okay. For some reason, I just couldn't really get into it. All my friends up in Warren, they loved it. They couldn't get enough of it, which is probably why I got tired of it. But as far as I'm concerned, John Anderson, when he's in Eliza Sundillo, that to me was the way Yes should sound.
Well, but keep in mind, Yes was a collaboration of multiple people. Eliza Sundillo was a solo project, so that's the way.
Yes,
that was John Anderson's
he had the sound.
Solo idea. But the thing about Yes was that, keep in mind, maybe your opinion is you prefer John Anderson's ideas to others, but as a group, they collaborated and put together some really good sounds.
No, not like that. Say just from the standpoint of a solo album versus the normal album. in quotation marks, if you want to put it that way.
Now, I'm surprised. Because I like Elias Sunhillow, and I'm kind of surprised that you're not more into like Tales from Topographic Oceans. Because I'm thinking that some elements of Elias Sunhillow come across in Tales from Topographic Oceans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the yes sound. Was in Elias, and he did Elias the way he thought yes should sound.
And a lot of that came across in like. But yeah, I thought you if you got into Elias, you should get into Topographic Oceans.
But Tales for again, Yes Fanatics. I heard that album so many times. I got tired of it. So bad.
Well, now before that though, some of the members of Yes were in a band called Sin, and they recorded a few singles, and so here you go. It's really interesting to kind of, it's not just there was a band called Yes and they got a recording contract. There was a group of musicians that were involved in the scenes and had different bands that you've never heard of that never got recorded or had a few singles recorded. And this is one of those.
Just can't seem to get your feet off the ground. Could it be that you're caught up in the gravitational pull? Is it society making you out to be a fool? Forget it, Charles.
And I like this. I dig this. I mean, you kind of hear some of the... I mean, it's not Yes, but you hear some elements in there.
14-hour Technicolor, 14-hour Technicolor dream.
Actually, he reminded me of someone else at the beginning of that.
Yeah.
Another group I can't remember the name of. There's a song. Na 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 na.
Sha la 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 live for today. That's a Grassroots.
Yeah. For some reason, I sort of think of them. The beginning of the song, because it's kind of sounding like them.
Yeah.
Like they were, using the hits of the day, for their style, just so people might like them.
Yeah. Maybe.
So that's kind of what it sounded like to me. So, nah.
Yeah, whatever. I think it's kind of cool to hear. And of course, Yes's first two albums are not quite as well known as their later stuff. You got. I mean, heck, they covered the Beatles on their first album. Yeah, yeah. That's let's get to the song here. What's that?
So I wondered what they would have done with Revolution Number 9.
No, they didn't cover that. No, they did. They covered every little thing.
When I'm walking beside her, people tell me I'm lucky. Yes, I know I'm a lucky guy. I remember the first time I was lonely without her. Can't stop thinking about her now. Every little thing she does for me, yeah.
It's kind of interesting because they still haven't quite found their Yes sound yet, but there's elements of it in there. But anyways, on that note, we have let's see what tweets have come in. Flight not canceled, we are boarding. And the bot is located in the UK that retweeted him. So it looks like Brian is on his way to out of Hawaii back to California. So we wish him luck on his way back.
Yeah, if the door don't fall off.
If the door don't fall off. So we will keep our eyes on the Twitter account to see if he sends that one last tweet as he plummets down to the ocean and saying, damn door fell off, falling now. So there
now, how would we feel, if that actually happened?
I had nothing to do with it. I'd be disappointed and upset, but I wouldn't blame myself.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm sure, You know what? This gives him a chance to try the swan dive. We should have told him that before we hung up.
Hey,
But on that note, it is time to put another fun-filled episode to bed. And we do try to be educational here. I know I've learned a whole lot this week, but first we need to find out, Venison, what have you learned this week?
Well, I found out that you are the nation's evil person.
No, I'm not. I spent like a half hour here talking about how everyone else picked on me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all the evil people. I'm just trying to...
The thing is, everybody picked on you.
Not everybody.
Even the guidance counselor.
Well, she was a bitch.
Damn.
Fucking Mrs.
Teacher
Gleason.
picked on you. Student picked on you. The neighborhood picked on you. Damn, dude. It seems like you've been having problems everywhere you went.
Yeah, all your friends gather around outside your door to hear you get beaten with a stick. I don't need friends like that.
That was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, for them.
And for me later. You should see what you beat me with. She got a tree out the backyard. There's a tree missing.
You have a weird idea of fun.
We all did.
And what I learned this week is that Venison likes to stroke it to Barry White. I'm thinking that's what was playing when he hit that spot near the ceiling. But on that note, it is and we have gotten another warning from YouTube for playing yes, because apparently that's not cool. YouTube says no. But on that note, it is time to put another fun-filled edition. Oh, that's right. I need to set levels and prepare buttons. It's time to put another fun-filled edition of
Insert title here
to bed. And we thank you all for listening. And we thank Brian for taking our call and joining us for a bit. And wish him well on his flight back to the mainland. And we'll be back next week. Same place, same time. Maybe Brian will be here with us too. But I know he's got to go visit the folks some. So he might not be back next week. But tuning in to here tomorrow, 6 to 8 for Video Vamp and Chicken Fingers. Doing a little thing they call the ADHD radio show. Vamp talks about all the kids he bullied in high school. And no, I don't think so. I don't think that's true. Also, coming up next Saturday will be a 5-hit show. And I'm going to sit in and join Dune. And we're going to do a little 5-hit together. So we'll both be spinning records. We'll both be drinking. And you know what? There'll probably be some Ultimate Spinach on the turntable at some point before the night's over. You're not going to want to miss that. And, of course, Sunday, it's the Dune and Bob show, 6 to 8 Eastern. And then next Monday, we'll be back here again. And I think that sums it all up. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Good night. What's that?
I said, yeah, good night. Memories of the world famous clump.